As the world races towards a digital future, another challenge is emerging, the AI wave. From classrooms to content creation, artificial intelligence is changing how we learn, how we work, and how we live. But are African youth ready for it? And more importantly, are they being included in building it? Now, AI isn't science fiction anymore. It's in your music app, your school app, your job app, and while the rest of the world powers forward, Africa's youth face both a golden opportunity and a growing threat. So we're talking AI for innovation, creativity, education, but also AI that can deepen inequality, spread misinformation, or erase African voices from the digital world. I have my guest joining me today because, like I like to say, it's not going to be a monologue. So I have Emmanuel Odor, a tech innovator who's with me live in the studio. Emmanuel, welcome.
Yeah,
it's great to have you join us. All right, I also have Iwanyanwu Nkiruka, digital marketer, who's also joining us today. Welcome, Nkiruka. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Blessing.
All right, so as I say, ladies first, so I'm going to start with you, Nkiruka, and we'll start simple. What is AI, and why should young Africans care about AI?
So AI is artificial intelligence. Thank you very much for having me once again, Blessing. AI is artificial intelligence and is the use of automation machines to do jobs or activities that humans would normally do. And we should care about AI because we have them everywhere. Like you rightly said earlier on, we have AI in our music, in our movies. It's something that has come to stay and everyone should embrace.
All right. Okay, so let me come to you, Emmanuel, before I come back to Nkiruka. In your own opinion, why do you think that the youth should care so much about AI?
Well, okay, let me just throw more light to what she has said. So AI has been in existence for a very long time. It's not as if it's new. The word AI is just intelligence, artificial. So it means that, okay, prior before, say, the advent of, okay, there was a paper released by Google at some point, that was in 2017, which was tagged, attention is all you need. So that was what bettered or gave birth to AI, because the likes of Sam Altman took the paper, read through, read the algorithms, and they were able to train this corpus, this data, on a very large, a large GPU that was able to now start predicting text. So that was what gave birth to ChatGPT. So now we're no longer talking about just text summarization. We're talking about multimodal, where you can do text to speech. You can do text to video.
Yeah.
You can do a whole lot. That's giving rise to so many things. And with the help of robotics, and IoT, it's now a game changer. So it's taking it to the next level. So it's a lot of opportunities, for me in Africa. In fact, this is just the beginning of a new era. It's a paradigm shift, a dimension to a new level. So it's opening doors for other things. So it depends on how you can take advantage of the opportunity that lies ahead of us.
Very true. Okay, let me come back to Nkiruka now. Can you share some positive examples of how AI is already helping African youths?
Okay, so like we all know, change is the constant thing in life, and what we need to know is how to balance the use of AI. So for youth, one of the positive things that AI has done is it reduces human error. So when you use AI, you get to minimize errors, you get precise information, precise results. In the medical world right now, AI is kind of key because they use it to translate scans, interpret scans quickly, and that can be used to detect diseases early and help with patients' outcome. AI also for youth, if you embrace AI, they tend to use it positively in their jobs. It will help them get better outputs in their job functions at the offices. It also helps them, it broadens their horizon to the different things that it can do with AI and how they can manage it with the job as well.
All right, thank you so much, Nkirika. Now, Emmanuel, the debate has been for a long time, and I know that even up to yesterday, I still posted on my LinkedIn, and I posted a clip of my work, and I said, I'm not scared that AI will take my job, because if you look at it, that's the fear that a lot of people have, that AI is here to replace them. So is it a possibility that there are jobs, there are people who would lose their jobs because of AI, or it just helps to advance whatever job you're doing?
Okay, like I said, this is Industry 4.0. So I'm moving from the electronic age, that is the third industrial revolution, to the fourth industrial revolution, which has to do with robotics, which has to do with. So of course, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, whether you like it or not, the truth being told.
Yeah.
I used to give like a case in point then my mom was a typist. In those days, so
I think you slam like this.
so when computer came in, there was a shift. So those who were lucky to position themselves, had to go to computer school. They were privy to learn how to use the PC then, and so those were like the go-to guys that all the companies were looking out for, and they were trying to like employ them. So the same thing lies here. Now we are moving from what would I say now? We're moving from we're in digital stage, of course, but we're moving to a new level whereby there are a lot of opportunities.
Let me give you digital we know is now analog. We're moving to a new kind of digital.
Let me give you an idea. I write programs, I code. I can't even advise you to go and learn how to code now because it's becoming archaic. Because you have a tool like Cursor and VO and the likes like that, all you just need to is simple English, just give it prompt. All you need to learn is prompting. Know how to prompt, and before you know it, it's just spin up an app for you. Real-time application that can work as an enterprise solution. So it will be very mundane for you to go and start learning how to code now. So you get the jacks there now. So whatever you're doing now, you have to start looking beyond where you are, your confines now. You need to start looking beyond where you are and start putting yourself in the right position. Of course, there'll be a lot of job loss. That is certain, but it's going to be creating new opportunities because, like I talked about text-to-speech, text-to-video.
Yes.
You have a lot of content creators creating a lot of content online now using AI. In fact, at some point, Google was kind of restricting the kind of content they have. So if it's AI generated, you might not get maybe like when you're trying to monetize your content online. So if it's AI generated, they might, not take it as serious as when you actually write it yourself. So I was trying to apply for kind of a startup grant somewhere, and they were telling us that you need to manually write your plans, your business plans. It shouldn't be AI generated because once it's AI generated, they already have these algorithms that can spot those things. So the beauty of it is, yes, there's going to be a lot of job loss, but it's going to be creating a lot of opportunities for those who can reposition themselves for the future. I won't say future now, I mean present, because if you say future, it's as if it's something that's maybe 20 years from now, but we're talking about now. So you need to understand how to use the tools. Like I gave you an instance, tools like if you're a programmer, you need to start learning how to use tools like Cursor, and there are so many of them like that. AI enablers that can help you write codes that can help you. So in every field, like I tell people, you don't need to wait till that shift comes. You need to start repositioning yourself. So whatever it's going to take you, maybe you need to pick some courses on AI or, so you need to start repositioning yourself for the opportunities that lies ahead. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, content creation, video editing, so many things. So it's for you to be able to know how to reposition yourself, to reposition yourself where companies will now start hiring you. Because there's going to be a new set of skills that will be required in the course of this. So, like I said, the first revolution, when we started the mechanization of tools, people were using hoes to plow their farms and stuff like that. But when the mechanization came in, they started mass producing things. So sales increased. They needed people to learn how to drive sales. So So the same way we're going to be facing this kind of dimensional shift. So if you can reposition yourself, you can, learn the right skill sets that can, reposition you for the future, whereby companies will be able to hire you. So you have to make yourself relevant.
Relevant is the word. So I think that the bottom line there is it's not job replacement as much as it's job advancement.
Exactly.
So you just have to learn to adapt and advance yourself, because if it's just that one thing you can do, and with the advent of AI, it's not really needed, then you should learn to, be able to use the tools,
Sure.
I want to believe that in the next few years, we'll have people who are professional prompters in the sense that
already existing.
Exactly. They know the right things to say to generate the right outcome. But let me come to Nkiruka. And, we talk about opportunities, adapting to AI, making the most of the opportunity, but we're not also talking about access, right? In Africa, for example, I know that sometimes we can be the last set of people to get on board with some of these programs. For example, a lot of people in Africa are still not, the idea of AI is still novel to them. And would we blame them? They don't have access to these things, right? So when people have already moved on, we're still struggling to get access. So how can we make sure that AI tools reflect accessibility, especially for young Africans, that they can also, hop on the challenge, learn to use these tools to their own benefits?
So with access, that's where we have the government coming. If we have the government who is interested in youth development, it wouldn't be an issue at all. So we need to have our youths, like you mentioned, we need to have the youths have access to internet, have access to educational materials, IT, AI courses, can go for courses, have people sponsor these courses, because again, funds is very important to get this sorted for them. So if they have scholarship programs that can enable them to have access to AI courses, we have government who is interested in them. We have our youths also in government, youths, commissioner for ever doing stuff for youth. We have youth presidents in schools. They need to go into schools to really sensitize them about the AI and all its advantages and how they can really get into it.
All right, thank you for that. Now, let's talk about the risks that are associated with AI, because I mean, with every new invention, there are risks, right? So for AI, we've had to start dealing with misinformation. In fact, I was having a conversation with a professor some time ago, and we're talking about the issue of copyright.
Okay.
If AI gives you an idea that is similar to that of someone who already had it, who can you sue? Things like that. So what are some of the risks that we will now have to deal with the advent of AI?
Well, in any transition, there's always a risk attached to it. But the only thing is, there are ways to mitigate some of these things, So I believe there should be, there are tools which are already being put in place to kind of, checkmate some of these advices that we have. So, for instance, we need to talk about there's responsible AI, which is all about advocacy, trying to, not even allowing the AI, the model itself, to be biased, because you need to understand that part too, because sometimes these large language models too can sometimes be biased. Like, for instance, let me just give you an instance. When OpenAI came out newly, that was, I think, in 2017 or thereabouts, when I was trying to sign up, they're telling me something like, your region is not, you're not allowed to sign up for this kind of stuff in your region. And I felt like, why? Are you trying to segment or segregate us, I think we should have a fair playing ground. Everybody should have equal access to this tool, So maybe after some time, they were able to give access to our region. I don't know what their reasons were, but then in terms of bias, you definitely have that. But of course, there should be check and balances, and there should be ways whereby maybe governments will need to come in with some kind of policies, that can enhance or checkmate some of those vices so that it doesn't go out of place. So that's my own take on that.
Okay, so I think we have just one more minute. So I just want to ask Nkiruka, what's your one warning or one piece of advice to the young generation as we're trying to adapt the use of AI? What would you advise the most for these young people? What do you feel they need to know?
I would just say that they learn how to, they try to manage the challenges and benefits of it. Is a no brainer there. You just need to manage, like I said, misinformation goes a long way, and not just for the youths. Like, I personally sensitize my parents on the information they get from the internet. Videos, they get videos about things happening, and most of them are not real. So we should all try to save the kind of information we get off the internet. Most of this information are just there to put fear, cause panic, unnecessary panic, and all of that. So we should just be able to balance the information that we get and what comes out of AI, basically. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Again, I would have loved for us to continue the conversation, but our time is fast spent. So I want to say a big thank you to Emmanuel Ador, tech innovator, joining us in the studio, and of course, Iwaya Onkiruka, digital marketer. We've extensively, not overly as much as I'd have liked, but we've discussed the advent of AI and why it's important for us, especially here on the African continent, to have more access to this so that we can have global advantage and be able to compete on the global stage. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Fafanwa Africa. And for more like this, do well to join us in our subsequent episodes as we discuss the issues that pertain to the youths on the African continent. My name is Blessings Mosugu, and it's been an absolute pleasure being your host on the show. Do have a wonderful rest of your day.